If you're receiving Centrelink payments right now, what I'm about to share could mean hundreds of extra dollars in your account every single fortnight. The Australian government has just confirmed major payment increases affecting millions of recipients, and many people have already started seeing these changes reflected in their bank accounts. Whether you're on the age pension, JobSeeker, disability support pension, or any other Centrelink payment, this update directly impacts you. Stay with me because I'm breaking down exactly who qualifies, how much extra you'll receive, and the critical dates you need to mark on your calendar right now. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, this is where we cut through the confusion and bring you clear, accurate information about Australian government benefits and financial support. Today we're covering something that affects approximately 2.5 million Australians. So let's dive straight into what these Centrelink payment increases mean for you and your household budget. The Australian government has implemented a series of payment increases throughout 2025 as part of their commitment to helping citizens manage the rising cost of living. These aren't one-time bonuses that disappear after a few weeks. These are permanent increases to your regular fortnightly payments, designed to help you keep pace with inflation and the escalating costs of essentials like groceries, rent, energy bills, and healthcare. Let's start with the most recent changes that took effect in September 2025. The government conducts indexation adjustments twice yearly on the 20th of March and September, which means your payments are regularly reviewed and adjusted to reflect economic conditions. The September indexation brought significant increases across multiple payment categories. For age pension recipients, single pensioners saw an increase bringing their total to $1,178.70 per fortnight. If you're part of a couple both receiving the age pension, each partner now receives $888.50 every fortnight. These increases aren't trivial amounts. Over the course of a year, this represents substantial additional support that can genuinely make a difference to your financial situation. But the increases didn't stop with age pension recipients. Disability support. Pension beneficiaries received similar boosts, recognizing the additional costs faced by Australians living with disabilities. JobSeeker payments also increased, providing more adequate support for those actively searching for employment in what continues to be a challenging job market for many Australians. Now, let's talk about what's happening right now in November and December 2025. The December adjustments account for national inflation pressures and wage indexation, resulting in higher fortnightly rates. While there isn't a separate November bonus payment, the increased rates that began in September continue throughout all November payment cycles, providing consistent financial support as we head toward the end of the year. These December changes bring significant improvements across core payments, including age pension, JobSeeker, disability support pension, and parenting payment. What's particularly important to understand is that these aren't temporary measures. The government has built these increases into the ongoing payment structure, which means you'll continue receiving these higher amounts in your regular payment cycles. For families, there's especially good news. Australians receiving support through youth allowance, carer payment, or rent assistance will see notable improvements. Rent assistance is particularly significant given the housing affordability crisis affecting so many Australians. These increases acknowledge that rental costs have skyrocketed in many areas, and the government is adjusting support payments to reflect this reality. Let's address the July 2025 changes as well, because understanding the full picture helps you see how your payments have evolved throughout the year. From July 1st, millions of Australians received a welcome boost to their Centrelink payments as part of the government's latest indexation update of 2.4%. This wasn't an insignificant adjustment. A 2.4% increase applied across the board to age pension, JobSeeker, parenting payment, and parental leave pay. The income-free area for maximum pension payment increased by $6 to $218 per fortnight for singles, and by $8 to $380 per fortnight for couples. This matters because it means you can earn slightly more from other sources without it affecting your Centrelink payment. The government is encouraging people to supplement their income where possible without being penalized. For parents, the paid parental leave scheme received a significant expansion. The disqualifying income limit for paid parental leave rose to $180,007 for individuals and $373,094 for families, allowing more working parents to access government-funded leave. This is a substantial change that opens eligibility to middle-income families who previously missed out. Family tax benefit also saw increases. The maximum fortnightly rate for children under 13 rose to $227.36, and for teens aged 13 to 19 still in school, it increased to $295.82. For families with multiple children, these increases add up quickly and provide real relief at the supermarket checkout. Now, here's what many people ask me. Do I need to apply for these increases? The answer is no. Most recipients receive the increase automatically unless extra documents are required. The updated amounts should appear in your account on your regular payment date. However, it's absolutely essential that your personal details are current in your MyGov account. If your bank details, address, or income reporting information is outdated, you could experience delays in receiving your payments. Let's talk about eligibility requirements because this is where some confusion often arises. The fundamental eligibility criteria haven't changed dramatically, but the income and asset thresholds have been adjusted upward. You must be an Australian resident and living in Australia during the claim period, though certain payments permit exemptions for approved travel or humanitarian cases. Centrelink means testing to adjust payment rates depending on what you own or earn. This is standard practice and ensures that support goes to those who need it most. However, with the increased thresholds, some Australians who previously earned just slightly too much may now qualify for partial payments. If you were previously ineligible, it's worth checking again under the new limits. For age pension specifically, the qualifying age is 67. JobSeeker payments are available to individuals who are actively seeking employment, and parenting payments are based on caring duties and the age of your youngest child. For disability support or carer payments, Centrelink employs medical assessments to establish eligibility, so if your circumstances have changed, you should report this promptly. Let's address something crucial: payment dates. Knowing exactly when to expect your money helps with budgeting and ensures you can identify any issues quickly. The November payment dates are the 6th and 20th of November. For December, payments typically follow the same fortnightly pattern, though holiday periods can sometimes affect processing times. Always check your MyGov account or the Services Australia app for your specific payment schedule. Beyond the base rate increases, there are supplementary benefits you should be aware of. Cost of living payments, such as energy credits, rent support, and PBS concessions, are still in operation. The pharmaceutical benefits scheme concessions are particularly valuable if you require regular medications. Energy supplements help offset rising electricity and gas costs, which have been a significant burden for many households. There's been considerable discussion online about additional one-time bonus payments. I need to address this directly because there's a lot of misinformation circulating on social media. While there have been various support payments throughout the year, claims about specific bonus amounts should always be verified through official Services Australia channels. There is no universal, one-off $280 bonus payment being given to all Centrelink recipients. Information about specific dollar amounts often spreads online and can be misleading. The best practice is simple. Always verify information about special or bonus payments on the official Services Australia website. Don't rely on social media posts or unverified news sources. If you see a claim about a payment that seems too good to be true or that you haven't received notification about through your MyGov account, it probably requires verification before you count on it. What should you do right now to ensure you're getting everything you're entitled to? First, log into your MyGov account and verify that all your personal details are accurate and current. Check your bank account information, your residential address, your contact phone number, and your email address. These details matter because Services Australia uses them to communicate with you and deposit your payments. Second, review your income and asset reporting. If your circumstances have changed, whether your income has decreased, you've sold assets, or your living situation has changed, you need to report this to Centrelink. Failing to report changes can result in overpayments that you'll eventually need to repay, or underpayments where you're missing out on support you're entitled to receive. Third, check whether you're eligible for supplementary benefits you might not currently be receiving. Many Australians don't realize they qualify for rent assistance, energy supplement, or other add-ons that could boost their total fortnightly payment. The Services Australia website has eligibility checkers that can help you identify additional support you might qualify for. Fourth, if you're not currently receiving Centrelink payments, but your circumstances have changed, consider whether you might now be eligible under the increased income and asset thresholds. Job loss, relationship breakdown, onset of illness or disability, or reaching pension age are all life changes that could make you eligible for support. Looking ahead, it's important to understand that indexation will continue. Further full indexation of major payments will be done in March 2026, and according to existing inflation figures, the increment can go as high as 1 to 2.5% on most categories. This means the increases you're seeing now are not the end of adjustments. The government has committed to ongoing indexation to ensure payments don't lose value over time. Let me address a common concern. What if your payment doesn't reflect the increase? First, wait at least one business day for bank processing to complete. Banks don't always process deposits immediately, especially around weekends or public holidays. If after a full business day your payment still doesn't show the correct amount, check your bank and address details on MyGov to ensure there are no issues with your account information. You can check your payment status online through MyGov or use the Express Plus Centrelink mobile app, which shows status messages and payment history. If you've confirmed there's a genuine issue rather than a processing delay, contact Centrelink directly or visit a Services Australia service centre for assistance. When you contact them, have your customer reference number ready, along with identification and any reference numbers from previous communications. It's worth noting that scammers often take advantage of legitimate payment increases to target vulnerable Australians. Services Australia will never call you asking for your MyGov password, banking passwords, or remote access to your computer. They will never demand immediate payment of a supposed debt through gift cards, cryptocurrency, or wire transfers. If you receive suspicious contact claiming to be from Centrelink, hang up and call Services Australia directly using the number listed on their official website. The broader context of these increases is important to understand. Australia, like many countries, has experienced significant inflation over recent years. The cost of groceries, housing, energy, and healthcare has risen substantially. These Centrelink payment increases are the government's response to ensure that Australians relying on Social Security aren't left behind as prices climb. While no amount of increase fully eliminates financial pressure, these adjustments represent a meaningful effort to maintain the purchasing power of your payments. For pensioners specifically, these increases recognize that many older Australians are on fixed incomes and face unique challenges. Healthcare costs tend to increase with age, mobility issues can make daily living more expensive, and many pensioners are also supporting adult children or grandchildren who are struggling financially. The age pension increases acknowledge these realities. For JobSeeker recipients, the increases provide better support while you search for employment. The job market remains competitive in many sectors, and the increased payments help ensure you can maintain yourself while conducting a thorough job search rather than being forced to accept the first available position regardless of suitability. For parents receiving parenting payment, the increases help cover the escalating costs of raising children. From childcare fees to school expenses, clothing, food, and extracurricular activities, the costs of parenthood have soared. These payment increases provide some relief and acknowledge the valuable work parents do in raising the next generation. For carers, these increases recognize the often invisible work you do in supporting family members or loved ones with disabilities, medical conditions, or age-related care needs. Caring responsibilities often prevent carers from working full-time, making them reliant on Centrelink support while they provide care that would otherwise cost the health system substantial amounts. In conclusion, the Centrelink payment increases rolling out through 2025 represent substantial improvements to Australia's social security system. Whether you're receiving age pension, JobSeeker, disability support pension, carer payment, parenting payment, or other Centrelink benefits, these increases put more money in your pocket every fortnight. The key is ensuring you're receiving everything you're entitled to by keeping your details current, understanding the eligibility criteria, and staying informed about upcoming changes. Remember that these increases are applied automatically in most cases, but it's your responsibility to maintain accurate information in your MyGov account and report any changes to your circumstances. Take advantage of the supplementary benefits available, verify your payment dates, and don't hesitate to contact Services Australia if you have questions or concerns about your payments. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on future changes to Centrelink payments and other Australian government benefits. The social security landscape is constantly evolving, and I'm committed to keeping you informed with accurate, timely information you can trust. Drop a comment below if you have questions about your specific situation or if there are other topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. Share this video with friends or family members who might benefit from understanding these payment increases. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to accessing the support you're entitled to. Dankeschön für das Anschauen und ich sehe dich im nächsten Video.